Right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to May 5th pre-market session. Uh, let's talk about the geopolitics first. The ceasefire is still holding, and there were recent attacks, and the market technically didn't really care about it. And U.S. confirmed that technically nothing happened to their ships. Uh, it's cooling. The risk is cooling for now. Crude oil is down another 2.4%, so slightly lower, and pullback after this recent spikes that we had. So this pullback on oil is definitely supportive for the equities market. 70% of S&P 500 reported so far, and Q1 earning growth is 27.5%. One of the names that had earning was PLTR, which we will talk about it in a second. And that's, I guess, it. Today's focus would be ISM manufacturing, and we have new home sales. That's not probably going to be really that important. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Apple exploring US-based chip production. That is news for Apple. And yeah, Pfizer beat earning and reaffirmed the guidance. Palantir beat earning and raised forward guidance as well. So these would be the earnings that we had. We'll talk about a couple of these tickers, but then let's talk about the overall market first. What did I mention yesterday? We had this pullback to 715.16 demand zone, which was the previous all-time high. Yesterday we were holding. Yesterday we touched this zone and bounced back up. And what is happening right now in the pre-market? We push back up higher. We broke all-time high, held the previous resistance as a support. The demand was present there, pushed the price higher. Now we are holding right below this 722 level on SPY. This is an interesting price action. However, we have this 722 as the resistance, and yesterday we rejected this same exact zone. Okay, so I'm not saying we will push all the way higher. This whole story so far, the higher time frame structure, this higher high, higher low forming, and the whole narrative looks very bullish, obviously. The earnings helped a lot. The basically de-escalation of the tensions in Middle East helped a lot, and the market is technically making all-time highs. However, we have this 722 resistance right on top of the current pre-market high price, so that is important. We might consolidate. We might chop for a couple of days. We might just pull back down again. That's also a scenario. I'm not saying just because we bounced here, we will push all the way higher and we will hit new all-time highs. That might happen, but it might not happen as well. So you want to understand the levels. The most important level for now is 722, and obviously around this 719-ish zone could be interesting if you want to consider that as a demand zone, but the main zone would obviously be the 715, 716 level on SPY. Okay. Talking about all-time highs, we have Qs here. We basically had the same price action, broke out, retested this zone of 665 all the way up till the 670 zone, and we held pretty well yesterday. Right, you can see that the price technically retested these zones both in the pre-market and during the trading hour. It technically didn't even touch this 666, 665 previous all-time high, and Qs is obviously leading compared to S&P 500, as we are hitting all-time highs in the pre-market, right? So obviously the all-time high of like pre-market high would be on watch on Qs. In case of rejection, we might push back down and have the same price action as like yesterday. A rejection, push back down, and retesting this 669 level. Okay, so that would be about Qs. I will be really patient for today's price action, because the price might pull back down and hit these areas and bounce back up. It happened before. Sometimes we actually see the actual move after like 12 p.m. That sucks, but that's the reality of like the market right now. So yeah, be patient and wait for the confirmations. Dow Jones, it bounced above these moving averages and still holding in this range. At this point, it's just like really choppy, holding in this range of 485 all the way up to like this 500 resistance, and 485, 480, 490 demand zone. So it needs to get out of this zone for us for having a clear direction on Dow Jones. Okay, and USO, you can see that we had this breakout yesterday, and now it cooled down and pushed back down, as I explained it on crude oil, and WTI's price action would be pretty much the same, right? So we have the same sort of price action. The price is retesting. We're still holding the demand zones. It's heavily news based, but yeah, I guess we'll see what happens the next few days. For now, crude oil is basically pushing back down. Apple, I don't really like Apple that much, but overall the fact that it broke out and retested this exact zone that I've been mentioning for a couple of days now, and it's bouncing back up, it makes it pretty interesting price action, right? So we after the gap up, we've been forming this triangle, and Apple is holding this demand zone of 275 really well. So as long as it holds it and push back up higher, I guess there is high chance of Apple basically hitting this all-time high of like 290. It's forming right now. The price action looks pretty solid. So I would be watching maybe Apple right above these areas and just set an alert, just in case it pushes higher and hold above these levels, especially above this 280.81. I think it has room for retesting 2 days ago's high, or like basically Friday's high, and which is very close to all-time high. So I like Apple overall, but need more confirmation on this push here to see if it has the juice to move all the way higher or not. Tesla, beautiful price action, right? So we had this breakout, we hit this zone, bounce back up. On daily chart, it's also very clean day of consolidation, but with very beautiful basically hammer candle pushing the price all the way higher, and we are trying to retest this 397, 398 resistance, or Friday's high again. Right above it we have 403, which is a 200 SMA, and above it we have another layer of resistance that we rejected multiple times. So we have a pretty big layer of resistance above Tesla right now. Obviously, if it gets above these zones and hold above this 420-ish level, that would be a lot more bullish, but it is showing the strength, and I like this whole price action overall on Tesla. So if it gets above this 397.8, I think there could be a good scalping opportunity for a retest of this 403. That's a big resistance. We'll see if it will break or not, but that's a big one. That's a big, massive resistance. Lots of rejections. After the earning, before the earning, we saw a lot of rejections right around this level. So you want to be careful around there if you want to go long. Obviously, that's a massive resistance zone. You don't want to just go long below it. That's a clean price action overall on Tesla, in my opinion. NVIDIA, Not liking it. I want it, as I said, I want it above two, like out of this 204 195 zone. Google, beautiful consolidation at all time high. Like that's really clean. I mean, consolidation here. So critical areas would be 379 and 387.8. 388 resistance all time high, and this is the obvious demand zone that Google is holding above it. On it did hold it on Friday yesterday, so this is a big zone. We break this, we might retest this 365 or even lower. That could be an interesting opportunity, considering the fact that we are basically really overextended, but we'll see if it consolidates and push all the way higher. That's also a trade. So definitely Google on watch for a possible break out of this whole range that it is right now. I want it out of here. Right. So AMD, it has earning today. So yeah, not interested in trading it definitely today, but we'll see what happens after the earning. The all-time high is like right there, and it already ran like insanely from 200 all the way up till 350. So earning will give us the direction. Before the earning, I will not suggest trading AMD at all. Yeah, no matter what happens. I'm not really a fan of trading one day like before the earning. But if you want to, the demand zone would be this 330, 337.8, and then 355, 360 would be the resistance. Meta, still holding. Gap down after the earnings, still consolidating, holding above 600 demand zone, holding below this 620 resistance. So this zone definitely on watch for a possible. I will remove this one as well. For a possible, I don't know, break out of this area. The trades that might be there if you want to trade in this range would be the reversal setups, right? Retest of 600, bouncing back up, you can catch the reversal. Retesting 620, rejecting, pushing back down, bounce, trading reversal. That can be a trade on Meta, and as long as it just stays in here, that would be it. If it gets out of this range, we have a gap to fill, right? We have a big gap here. We have a massive gap to fill on Meta. If you push back lower, that's a massive selling pressure because 600 is a big demand zone, and that can give us some great opportunities. Microsoft, as I said, I'm not really that interested in trading Microsoft in this range. I wanted to just get out of this area, and it has been just chopping around for so long. So I wanted out of 430 or like maybe below this 395, like 400 level. So I'm not really fan of trading Microsoft. MU, yeah, really don't know what to say about MU. What's the market cap? 650 billion. This is insane, but it's moving, so we'll focus on it. It's at all-time high. Definitely crazy price action. It was just like at $500 what 2-3 days ago, like I mean maybe a couple of days ago, but it's holding really well. Like it held yesterday high of 592 really well, and it's just hitting all-time high, and actually all-time high is at 608 right now. So that's on watch. The 592 demand zone on watch, and let's see how it works. If it breaks, then it will run, I guess, because the momentum is there. This is a massive run, but the demand is there. So as long as the demand is there, it will continue pushing all the way higher. So we will catch it if that happens. But if it actually pulls back maybe down till maybe 535, 540-ish level, that could possibly give us a good pullback setup for a possible bounce, and that's also interesting. For now, don't try to chase it. We'll wait for the confirmation of these breaks at all-time highs and then go for it, instead of just like getting FOMO and just getting into MU long or calls when the market opened without any reason. Make sure make sure you have the confirmation. The ideal, like short-term price action, if that happens, could be another retest of this zone, maybe a pushback down, hitting this 590, 91, and then holding here and then bouncing back up. That could also be interesting on PLTR, right? So another name that could be interesting would be Amazon. Amazon also is really interesting here. Amazon is holding right below this 275-ish, 277 resistance. Just to give you some idea of like where we are right now on Amazon, this is Amazon's price action, and this is all-time high of 260. We broke the all-time high right after the earning. Technically, I mean, we did break it before the earning, and then we pushed back down, and then finally after the earning we had this massive price action, and it was consolidating for a while, and finally we are just holding, and the price is pushing all the way higher. The buyers are stepping in, push the price higher. The resistance is right at this like 276, 75. And in the last few days, we saw massive rejections right around this 275, 76. Yesterday, I caught this move, like it was like a breakout of this zone all the way up till this 274, but it couldn't push all the way higher and push back down and got out. But this was a beautiful trade. Another one was this one, which I was trading SPY on it. But technically, we have been seeing the rejection on 276, 275 a lot, right? So that is also an interesting name to watch. If we break out of this 276 zone and have confirmations of it holding, we'll see when we trade, like when the market opens and when we're trading together. But that would be the number one confirmation we need on Amazon, especially at this really tight point. Another scenario could be a rejection and pushing back down, and in higher time frame would be technically a retest of these areas, a massive pullback down, maybe down till like 270, 265-ish area, and then we'll see what happens. The most important demand zone right now is around this 260. Yes, we have this demand zone of like 267, so 65, but this is the big one. Like 260 is the previous all-time high, and we just broke, retested, and pushed back up higher. So that's a big one. As long as we're holding above this 260, Amazon still looks bullish overall. But in short term, this is the current price action holding right below this 276 resistance zone. And if we, for any reason, reject this zone, we're technically rejecting on breaking this triangle formation as well. And that could lead us to retest maybe this 260.67. And that's a good reversal setup on Amazon potentially. We'll see. It's in a really tight zone. PLTR, it had earning, and yeah, it beat the earning and revenue, and it just like technically didn't really move that much. So it's just like stuck where it was, and nothing like I don't like the overall post earning price action so far. We can see some sort of rejection of like 149, 150. I want to see it maybe below this 139 level for better confirmation, to basically see the weakness, see the sellers taking control of this whole zone. And then the next one would be around this 135. So as long as we're just holding in this range of 140, 145, not interested. But if it breaks below this 139, that could give us some sort of power, I guess, and juice to push the price all the way lower, like what we had here, right? Like this move. But we'll see if that happens or not, right? So yeah, with that being said, PFE, Pfizer had earning. Yeah, nothing happened. Yeah, so that's not a interesting name to watch, I guess. So the names that I will be watching for the day would be definitely Google. Tesla, to see how it reacts to this 396, 397. It would be MU, obviously at all-time highs, and Amazon to see how it reacts to this 275, 276 resistance, and probably PLTR as well, just to see how it reacts to this 139. I will actually set an alert here as well, and maybe one there, just to see how it will move and will react to all of these levels. It's post-earning kind of, it will be probably kind of volatile the first 10-15 minutes, so just be aware of that. Right? Awesome. So with that being said, with that being said, I will be moving to the community. We'll be trading live all together. If you want to join us and trade live with us, try our community for 7 days. Join Meta Trading Club community. The link is in the bio. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you like these pre-market live sessions. Thank you.